representatives from both sides to come forward and have a brief conversation with the two Prime Ministers.
Previously, he was living in China. Previously, he was working in the NASA. He was behind this in NASA.
Students from this. Well, those were live visuals there coming from the Temple of Heaven in Beijing, where there was a combined presentation between students, where students performed yoga along with Tai Chi. A joint demonstration took place a little while ago in the Temple of Heaven in Beijing. This is in honor of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit as the head of government to China. Around 200 people from the Yoga Yogi Center performed yoga alongside 200 performers.
प्रधानमंत्री जी, और ताई ची के माध्यम से एक प्रकार की आध्यात्मिक गतिविधि और साथ-साथ शरीर के संतुलन की गतिविधि, और दूसरी तरफ योगा का निदर्शन। मैं प्रधानमंत्री जी को उनके इस कार्यक्रम की कल्पना के लिए बहुत-बहुत अभिनंदन करता हूं, और इस जगह पसंद करने के लिए भी मैं बहुत अभिनंदन करता हूं, क्योंकि ये टेम्पल ऑफ हेवन है और स्वर्ग प्राप्त करना है तो मन, बुद्धि, शरीर तीनों का संतुलन चाहिए, और साथ-साथ चाहे भूमि भारत की हो या भूमि चीन की हो, हमारी सांस्कृतिक एकता के जो बिंदु हैं उसको खोज करके हमारे बीच भी एकता का सूत्र जितना मजबूत होगा, उतनी ये जो हेवन की कल्पना है वो मानव जात के लिए साकार होगी। योग तन, मन और बुद्धि, तीनों को संतुलित रखने की कला है। और आज जब विश्व मानसिक तनाव से गुजर रहा है, फ्रस्ट्रेशन ये हर पीढ़ी का जैसे मानो एक शब्द बन गया है, दुनिया के हर भूभाग की चिंता का विषय बना है, तो उस समस्या से मुक्ति का मार्ग है योग। पिछले सितंबर में यूनाइटेड नेशन में जब मैंने अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योगा दिवस के संबंध में प्रस्ताव रखा, दुनिया के 177 देश को स्पॉन्सर बने। चाइना भारत के साथ को स्पॉन्सर बना। इस प्रकार के रिजोल्यूशन के यूएन के इतिहास में सर्वाधिक देशों को समर्थन मिला हो और कम से कम दिवस में पारित हुआ हो, तो ये अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योगा दिवस जो 21 जून को पूरा विश्व मनाने वाला है।
尊敬的李克强总理，通过胎记，给我们接受身体和精神健康的各位朋友，和通过瑜伽，练瑜伽的各位朋友，我非常感谢，今天出席这个活动的所有的人，而且选择这个天坛会参加这个活动，我对此也表示感谢。因为这个地方呢非常的重要，你们练了太极拳和瑜伽，这两个可以平衡我一个人的精神、身体和智慧。不管是印度的或者是中国的，我们通过统一可以加强我们的关系。瑜伽可以平衡一个人的身体、智慧和精神。在目前的工作当中，很多人碰到很多的压力，练瑜伽可以解决这些面临的问题。去年9月份，我参加联合国大会的时候，提出要举办一个国际瑜伽日，世界多数国家，包括中国，支持这一个倡议。联合国也通过了一个相关的决议，决定在6月21号举办国际瑜伽日。
ये कैसा अद्भुत संयोग है कि टेम्पल ऑफ हेवन के इस चौक में चीनी मूल के बालक योगा कर रहे हैं और भारतीय मूल के बालक ताइ ची कर रहे हैं। ये अपने आप में सांस्कृतिक विरासत को जोड़ने का एक अद्भुत माध्यम हमें मिला है, जिसे हमें आगे बढ़ाना है। योग से रोग मुक्ति भी होती है, योग से भोग मुक्ति भी होती है, और इसलिए संकट की घड़ी से गुजर रहा मानव मन विश्व के किसी भी कोने में क्यों न हो, उसको एक नव जीवन देने का सहारा है, चाहे वो ताइ ची हो या योग हो। 21 जून को पूरा विश्व योग को सही अर्थ में समझेगा और होलिस्टिक हेल्थ केयर की जो आज दुनिया में आवश्यकता है, ये सहज अवस्था प्राप्त करके किया जा सकता है। मैं फिर एक बार प्रधानमंत्री जी का हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूं इस कार्यक्रम की रचना के लिए।
今天这个项目呢，一个我们两国合作的良好的一个项目，因为非常了不起的是，在这个地方就是在天坛，中国的年轻人练瑜伽，印度的年轻人练太极，这就是说明文化关系可以成为加强我们两国关系发展的一个良好的桥梁。 今天的生活当中，很多人碰到压力或者其他问题，这都是通过 Tai Chi 或者瑜伽可以处理。6月21号，世界都会庆祝国际瑜伽日。今天我觉得世界需要的是整体的医疗方案。我在这个背景下，我再次对总理阁下和其他人表示感谢。
尊敬的莫迪总理，在场的各位朋友，我们一进入祈年殿的大院，看到了可能世界上独一无二的景象，就是一群人在做太极，一群人在练瑜伽。太极的理念其实已经在中国历史上延续了几千年了，瑜伽也有上几千年的历史。瑜伽和太极是中国和印度这两大文明的瑰宝，也是东方文明的共同的结晶。我们非常高兴地看到，练习太极和瑜伽的有上了年纪的人，还有孩子们。它本身就表明了这个历史在传承。
Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, friends from China and India, the moment we entered the square in front of the Hall of Prayer for Good Harvest, we were greeted by a very unique scene, featuring a large group of people practicing Tai Chi and a large group of people practicing yoga side by side. The thinking underpinning Tai Chi practicing in China has a long history of several thousand years, while yoga practice in India also has a time-honored history running several thousand years. We believe that Tai Chi and yoga represent the crown jewels on the cultures of the two Chinese and Indian ancient civilizations. They also represent the fine assets of the whole Oriental civilization. I'm also very happy to see that there is a great age variety in terms of those who are practicing Tai Chi and yoga today, which in itself shows how much continuity there is in the carrying forward of Tai Chi and yoga.
瑜伽和太极不仅有悠久的历史，而且还有虽然形式不同，但是内容有共同之处，那就是追求和谐。太极要讲中正协调，瑜伽要繁入我心，把人和天心连为一起，将有利于强身。更重要的是，正像刚才莫迪总理所说，它可以在现代化的进程，在社会生活快节奏发展中，人们寻求内心的安宁，寻求社会的和谐，保持一种平衡的心态，不仅有利于身心的健康，也向世人展示着 和平和和谐。这是东方文明的传统，是中印文化的传统。中印两个大国，两大文明携起手来，我们可以共同的来让25亿人有健康的生活、美好的追求、稳定的地区环境、持久的世界和平。我祝贺即将到来的世界瑜伽日，我也期待着世界会有太极日，也欢迎我们印度的朋友一起和中国的瑜伽练习者们共同让太极和瑜伽不是各自独放异彩，而是交相辉映。谢谢。
Indian yoga and Chinese Tai Chi, they not just have a long history. They are diverse in forms, but they have a much commonality in terms of essence. Both believe strongly in the pursuit of harmony. In the practice of Chinese Tai Chi boxing, one believes in upholding uprightness and achieving harmony. In practicing Indian yoga, one pursues harmony between man and nature and peace between mind and body. Tai Chi and yoga not just help us strengthen ourselves physically, but more importantly, like Prime Minister Modi just said, it helps us achieve a peace of mind. It helps us achieve a peace of mind in a modern society when our life is moving at such a fast pace. It helps us achieve a balanced frame of mind. It helps us to balance our mind physically and mentally. And it also demonstrates to the whole world that we are all for peace and harmony in this whole of the international community. I believe they represent the heritage of Oriental civilization and also the culture of both China and India. When China and India, the two great ancient civilizations, work jointly, we will be able to turn the aspirations for a better life of our combined 2.5 billion people into a reality. We will be able to have stronger regional stability and everlasting global peace. Let me use this opportunity to express my warm congratulations on the upcoming International Yoga Day, and I personally also look forward to an early arrival and designation of the International Tai Chi Boxing Day. And I hope that all our Indian friends will join these Chinese practitioners of Indian yoga to further promote the Tai Chi and yoga in our two countries, not just for them to glow in their respective splendor, but for them to add radiance to each other. Thank you.
两位总理和大家的交流互动到此结束，谢谢各位，请各位继续练习。
That would be the end of the interaction between the two prime ministers with us, and you are more than welcome to stay and continue the joint practice.
Time we've got Aisha Khanam on the phone line with us, joining us there from Beijing on the phone line. Aisha, what does the PM mean when he say he's congratulated the Chinese Premier for the conceptualize of the event, and tell us more about this particular event that's just taken place.
Yes, absolutely. The Prime Minister has appreciated the idea conceptualized by the Premier of China, Li Keqiang, and he just witnessed a very interesting synchronization of yoga and Tai Chi, ancient form of martial arts. And the Prime Minister is very impressed the way the Indians have, the people of Indian origin have learned Tai Chi, and the people of Chinese origin are demonstrating asanas, yogas. So this was a very interesting synchronization of this ancient form of martial art. And it was a very, very interesting picture to see when students from both the sides demonstrated this martial art before the Prime Minister and the Premier of China. And this seemed to be the last leg of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's tour to Beijing. From here, he will depart to Shanghai, where he will take on where he will get down to talks with serious business delegations. And remember, the Prime Minister arrived in China with a warm welcome extended by the President of China, Xi Jinping. And here, this seemed to be the last leg of his Beijing tour, where he has witnessed this ancient form of yoga and Tai Chi. And the Prime Minister says the Prime Minister also apprised the Chinese that the 21st June is the International Yoga Day, which he says is a way out to culturally bond with the countries, between a culture bond between the countries and the ancient civilization which bonds China and India. And at the same time, the Premier of China, Li Keqiang, also said that he was impressed by the idea of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who has managed to declare June 21st as the International Yoga Day, and he similarly wants Tai Chi as an international event, and he also wants to fix a day on a particular date so that Tai Chi can also be observed as an international Tai Chi Day. So this ancient form of art is once again a symbol of both the countries coming together, the people-to-people contact widening between both the countries, and also the fact that the Prime Minister is trying to bond and link both the countries through tracing the ancient form of this kind of ancient art, and also through cultural forms, and also the Buddhist connection which both the countries enjoy.
Aisha, the Prime Minister has also stressed on the fact that India and China connect culturally. He stressed on this particular point. On one end, we have the geopolitics issue that's always been a talking point between India and China, and this particular issue about cultural connect that India and China show. Is this what would be the highlight of this particular event that's taken place in Beijing?
Yes, absolutely. The Prime Minister has been taking forward the foreign policy by India throughout the day, and he has had serious talks with the Premier of China, Li Keqiang, and there have been very serious dialogue with regard to the border issue between the countries and the trade and bilateral issues between the countries. And now this demonstration of yoga and Tai Chi is also one way to bond the people of both the countries together through culture. So remember, culture paves the way to iron out any differences that may have arisen in the past. So this is a unique idea. This is a unique and very interesting idea of diplomacy, wherein people-to-people contact and tracing the ancient cultures both the countries are tied with is traced even at the highest level. So this seems to be Prime Minister Modi's agenda on his Beijing tour, and he has successfully managed to etch a place in the hearts of the Chinese, where the Chinese admire him, and they say that he is their old friend, since Prime Minister Modi has earlier visited China as the Chief Minister of Gujarat. So people here in China identify him with a lot of their aspirations, and they admire him for the efforts that he is been making towards extending a friendship and strengthening the bilateral relations between the countries.
Aisha, when you talk about the big takeaways from the first leg of this particular China visit, what would you say are the big takeaways that the Prime Minister, would take as he heads to Shanghai?
The Prime Minister's efforts to walk miles ahead with the the neighboring countries is appreciated by the Chinese as well. And the biggest takeaway in during Prime Minister's visit here at Beijing is both the countries have agreed upon several trade-related issues. They have signed a historic number of about 24 agreements between both the countries, which will bring both the countries together in terms of sharing infrastructure, in terms of investments, in terms of many other related bilateral issues. And on the other hand, the Prime Minister has also tried to boldly place before the Chinese the issue of LAC, and he has sought clarification with the Chinese government about the LAC issue. And these things have been discussed openly. So when tough issues, when sticky issues like LAC have been discussed threadbare, it means that both the nations are heading towards a long, more development-oriented friendship. And this is what Prime Minister Narendra Modi has achieved during his visit to China. And tomorrow he will be visiting Shanghai, where he will address the CEO's forum. And once again, he will reiterate India's interest in tying up with China. And also China, on the other hand, has clearly said that, clearly recognizes India as the rising power, as a might, which will help China in its investments, and India being a big market for China. So it will definitely help both the nations grow together politically, economically, and socially.
Would you say, looking at purely from a trade aspect, this particular the Indian Prime Minister's visit to China, what would you say will be the big takeaways from a trade perspective for India from this particular PM's visit to China?
The Prime Minister's meeting this afternoon also agreed upon a task force which is being set up to monitor all these trade-related activities, and the agreements, the 24 agreements that both the countries have signed, seem to be the biggest takeaway during this visit to China. And these 24 agreements are on various issues. There are issues like railways, infrastructure, space, and also developing cities along with the Chinese cities. So these are the biggest takeaways that we see during Prime Minister's visit to Beijing. And as I said, the Prime Minister is looking forward to his visit to Shanghai, wherein he will interact with the CEOs and address the CEOs forum.
Purely from an investment perspective, if you see the last time around when the Chinese premier had come, there were talk about around $20 billion of investment that's going to happen. When do you see the total rollout of this particular thing rolling out? Because I'm sure they would have talks on this particular issue about the promises being made around 8 months back.
Yes, absolutely. A blueprint is made after these announcements were made, and after the agreements have been signed today, the process will set rolling now. Although the Chinese and the Indian sides have not exactly set any deadline for rolling of these projects which are signed under these MOUs and agreements. But now, since the matter has taken a shape, it will get direction in the days to come.
One word on the trade deficit between the two countries. India and China have set up the joint, I would say, task force to look into the trade imbalance and other industrial issues that were there. Any updates on that particular angle?
Yes, absolutely. Both the countries have made it very clear on this issue, and India has also made it very clear to the Chinese government about the trade imbalance, and India has been looking for a better market access in pharmaceutical and other related areas. So therefore, Chinese side have agreed to look into these issues, and they will definitely, and they have assured the Indian side that these imbalances will be corrected. And also, on the other hand, the Prime Minister has made a pitch for Make in India and skill development. This is also another sector which is very important at the moment, as the Prime Minister is pitching in for Make in India. Remember, the Chinese look at India as a big market, but now the Prime Minister insists that the Chinese should look India as a big destination wherein they can they can help in skill development on also make in India. So these are the issues that the Prime Minister put forth, and the Chinese seem to have welcomed this. And as both the countries recognize each other's might, they have definitely faced each other as two growing nations, not only which will have huge influence in peace and stability, not only for the betterment of Asia but across the world.
There will be a lot of international media glare on this particular Indian Prime Minister's visit to China. Purely from an international perspective, what do you gather about this growing friendship between India and China in the international, order? Now it's the two major regions from this particular Asian continent coming together. What does the international media read to this particular growing bonhomie between the two countries?
Yes, absolutely. The world is looking at this bilateral meetings between the two leaders, India and China, with keen interest. Remember, China has very strategic relations with its neighboring countries, and India is a growing power in Asian region. Therefore, China and India coming together will definitely help the countries grow better in terms of cooperation, trade relations, and strategic matters in South Asia. And this will eventually lead to a better coexistence, not only in South Asia but across the world. And China is also looking at India to make.
Well, we seem to have lost contact there with our correspondent Aisha Khanum, who is joining us there live from, well, these are live visuals there coming from the Temple of Heaven, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi along with the Chinese Premier Li is inside the Temple of Heaven and visiting after the joint program of Tai Chi and Yoga by the Chinese and Indian students. It's now the Prime Minister taking a detour along with the Chinese Premier of the Temple of Heaven in Beijing. This is the last leg of the Prime Minister's visit in Beijing, after which he heads to Shanghai.
Now we will take them first for the corridor.
Well, the Prime Minister along with the Chinese Premier now coming out of the Temple of Heaven, and after seeing a joint presentation by Indian as well as Chinese students on a presentation on yoga and Tai Chi between the two, the Prime Minister welcomed the move by the Chinese Premier and congratulated the Chinese Premier on conceptualizing that particular event, where students from yoga was performed by Chinese students, while Indian students there in China performed Tai Chi. So he's conceptualized the concept of the event has come for immense praise by the Indian Prime Minister. Also, India and China connect culturally, and these two are now, this particular growing bonhomie between India and China surely